what we are seeing is that like phones, computers, all of those screens are a very important part of everyone's life. So our vision is if we can help companies build better experience with these screens, then we help them, and if we help them win, then we win as well. So that's what we do. My name is Vu. I am the CEO and co-founder of a company called Avocode. We basically help teams of designers and developers collaborate faster. We have thousands of teams of companies around the world using our product, basically build their products, their websites faster. That's what we do. What happens is that usually before like there was Avocode, designers they usually create designs in tools like Sketch, Photoshop, or these kind of tools. And these tools aren't really compatible with developers. And what happens is that designers have to manually prepare all of these designs, all of these design assets, so developers can code it. So what we do is we basically automate this process. So designers just upload the designs into Avocode, and we automatically generate everything the developer needs for coding. So one of the company even said that usually preparing design assets for developers would take one full day in a week, but with Avocode it just takes a few, you just upload the design, so it's instantly available. So that's what we do. We automate a process, a part of the design process, so like the handoff from designers to developers. So that's what we do. When I was in high school, I sort of started to design stuff in Photoshop. Instead of like spending time outside, most of the time I would spend at home as a nerd on a computer and reading, learning, watching different kind of videos about how to design stuff. And I spent a lot of hours doing that, so that's what I've been doing. And later on when I joined college, university, all of the stuff they've been teaching I already knew, so I sort of found it useless for me to stay there. So I sort of like continued the path, the journey I started as a designer. So I joined a couple of teams to do designs. I did landing pages, product design, and somehow after different kind of projects I ended up working with those founders I work today with. We started building like small tools for designers, developers, like Photoshop plugins. There's this interesting story that we've built the first product ever we was built during overnight. Like it was very like 48 hours.
How many of you were there?
That's like 4 or 3 people doing that. And then after like building that product, it took about a month for us to complete, so like marketing, the website, everything. And after that month we launched the product, and during the first day we made about $10,000. And at that time it was a lot of money, and we were okay, we can actually make money by building products, so let's build another products. And of course it kept generating more and more revenue, and in total we built about 13 products for designers and developers, made about $1 million in total over the whole time doing that, and used that money basically to bootstrap Avocode. So and it helped. What it did was it translated layer styles from Photoshop into CSS code automatically. At that time it was amazing, and no one built that before. So it was very helpful, and what we did with Avocode was we continued building and solving this design handoff problem. And we continued on building that and eventually built a company around it. So that's like a long story short. And what's interesting about the story of like the Avocode is that right after we decided to build Avocode, it was a huge project, so we stopped building all those other products. And when we stopped building those other products, the revenue stream stopped. So we have a very limited amount of money we could spend to build Avocode, and sometimes at the end of like 2015 we were running very low on money. So we decided we had to figure out somehow to get money. So what we did was we did something we call we made about $70,000 during just like a week or so. So used that and that money was like used towards development. And then when we launched the product, it wasn't really that great. The product was very buggy, it was slow, and when people saw the product, what?
Bounce out from the crisis, like to
yeah,
gain
so,
the trust of the customers again.
Yeah, so customers were happy and money started to flow in, and because it was a subscription-based business, the money kept growing, and you know, with subscription, once you have a customer, they pay you every month, right? So that was great. That was a huge difference compared to the previous products we built, which was only one-time purchase, right? So as more customers we had, the more revenue we had, so that was great. And at that time, our burn rate was like $25,000 monthly, and so we had to get to that $25,000 and $1,000 in monthly recurring revenue. We got that and sort of like became break even. So it was really about fixing and making the product better.
Where did you learn all this stuff, like how to manage your revenue? I know you studied business, so you have some like, background in economics, but maybe the side projects.
I read blog posts. You know, Avocode is a software as a service business,
yes.
And there is a lot. Actually, like if I look back, there's a huge like things to learn about economics of a SaaS business, software as a service business. And what I did, basically, I read blog posts and learned a lot of things along the way. And I believe that, well, it's not that hard. You know, you look at monthly recurring revenue, you look at churn, how people cancel subscriptions, and you compare these kind of metrics and you kind of understand how things work. So it's not really complicated. And if you like give it a week or two to like learn properly how software as a service business economics works, then I think it's like you can learn that easily, like by reading blog posts.
What's the hardest?
We went through that crisis. We didn't do that much, and it was just very. We just built things and expected them to work like the way we want to, but it turns out that users want it a different way. So it's very important to talk to customers. So it still is, I believe, very hard for us. Like even like now, we know that we should talk more to customers. Like it's still very hard, like to do that without like thinking and assuming it should work like that. So I think this is still very hard. But you know, what was the hardest thing I had to learn? That was probably one thing. The other thing is probably fundraising. I think fundraising is very hard. If you're not from Silicon Valley.
Is it like Kickstarter or VCs?
Yes, VCs. You know, we didn't do any like Kickstarter or crowdfunding campaign, but what we did was we were looking for traditional. There is a huge learning curve, which I've just raised a couple $100,000 on a convertible note, so I haven't done a Series A, so I can't really claim myself. I would even consider myself, I suck at fundraising. And actually, what I love about like this is like building that product and talking to those customers that we help. And fundraising is just a part of like things I have to do, which I would rather not.
Do you have like someone who helps you with that?
Yeah, we have our current investors who help us with that. We have like advisors we talk to, how to pitch, how to talk to like investors. And you know, the best probably school for fundraising for me was the 500 Startups Accelerator program, which we went through in Montpellier back in 2016. So that was really amazing, an amazing experience for us to like go through that and learn a lot of like things, how things work with fundraising, things like that.
I think you should ask me.
Okay. I have hard questions. I have hard questions.
Yeah, I mean, they're great.
Okay.
Feel free to ask any questions. As long as the audience is entertained.
I don't know if it's like for me like a personal question or
sure.
is in Czech, I think, especially in Czech Republic or in Europe, there's like a talent shortage. How do you game developers or find talented people to compete with Silicon Valley companies?
So, if you like, there's a developer who works for Google, and you pay them $120,000 yearly as a salary, and then they have tons of other benefits, and then Facebook comes in and they offer him $150,000, $200,000. So that's very hard to compete with. It's a startup, right? And if you compare the situation here, it's much better. Of course, if you compare it to Ukraine, for example, here is a bit worse. But if you compare it to Vietnam, for example, where the talent, there's a huge talent pool, it's Czech Republic is of course worse than that. But like if you compare it to like Silicon Valley, it's still pretty good. And I think there are still good developers you can hire here in Prague at an okay cost if you are making money in the United States. But I don't feel like there's like a huge like shortage of developers. We were always still able to find developers here in Prague.
Yeah, but if you want like a quality developers, you will need to go to America because the pool of quality developers is bigger.
It's not true. It's not true. I think that what we built here is like a world-class technology that US companies, US developers want to, and it's been built by developers here in Prague. So I don't think like the quality is worse here. It's actually, I believe, even better. The product, the development, the design quality here in Europe is amazing. And if you can like,
so it's underhyped.
It is, and what I think they have better over in Silicon Valley is probably sales and marketing, because they have
experience, right?
Yes,
many
they've
times
done that for a long time. But in terms of like product development, design, I think it's not true that they're better than Europe. And I even think that there are amazing people everywhere around the world when it comes to development or design.
Yeah.
To anywhere in the world, any like software company, if you take Google, even like one of our employee here used to work for Dropbox for Google, so it's just about like finding it. I don't know. It's just, you know, the company culture is very important for hiring. So
could you describe it?
So I think this flag describes it a lot. You know, we are pirates. Yeah. I mean, we don't really have like, we're trying to be very casual here, but we don't have any dress codes. We're not trying to pretend to be anyone. It's just us building tools for designers to make like a cool company. The age average is like 30, I think, like 25 from 27. I don't know. But yeah, so I mean, the company culture is very important for hiring. And if your culture is like good, I mean, hiring a good developer is not that hard. Like, it's hard, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
And you want to hire more employees?
We're not looking to hire at the moment. We will probably maintain the same size of the company until the end of the year. We'll probably start raising Series A sometimes next year. And at that time, we will probably grow a bit also in size of the team. Probably up to like 40.
Yeah, talking about growth, I know you have many competitors like Adobe, Sketch, Figma, or InVision.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you compete as a Prague startup against more American-based startups?
So we do have competition. Our primary competition is out of Turkey, but they do have US investors. InVision is one of our competitors. Sketch is a competitor. It's more of like we're not a design tool, we're a design handoff tool. So we help hand off these designs. So Sketch helps us. Like Sketch is one of our integration partners. Figma is also one of our integration partners. And you know, although like InVision is huge, they have I think think like $200 million in funding. So I mean they're huge, but we are still able to compete because our product is really good and our technology is really good. And I don't think they will ever be close to what we've built in terms of the product, and the features we have is also better for those end users who love using our product. So the uniqueness of and how these features are complex, how this feature helps how these features helps developers or designers save more time. So thanks to the technology that we built, we're able to like compete with them. But in terms of like distribution of how many users their customers, where to like compete in terms of like marketing and distribution. But it all at the end of the day it just always comes to the product. If the product is great, if the product is better than theirs, it's always easier to persuade the customer to come to us. Then it's about how you can compete in marketing.
I'm like curious about the process of competition. Do you like copy some features, or you are like I'm doing my own style?
Well, you have to think about like the impact of whatever you're building. So it means if a company does a competition does a new feature, you look at it and you can see how complex it is for you to build it and how much revenue you can possibly bring you. So you have to take all these into consideration. But at the end of the day, it's just you building stuff. So you can look at competition to like take inspiration, but I would not say like copying your competition will make you win. Yeah. And more, it's more about like how you can build a better product. So even like Envision, they have a lot of like verticals. They have a huge suite of more products, but they're not the best like tool. There's
specific fields.
Yeah, so if you can focus more on like niche or on like those like smaller features and be better like at helping your customers succeed, then you're still better.
Yeah. I'm curious about China is like this. It's getting one of the is growing and getting one of the biggest economies in the world, right? And there are many developers and startups there, and it's a sure.
Czech Republic, I'm launching in Germany. So when we launch the product, we launch it globally, anyone could access it. So we have customers from all around the world, from the United States, from Germany, from France, from China, from Russia, and like designers, developers, because designers, developers, all of their documentation, all of their like things are in English, so they're used to English, so it's okay. So I mean, if you were to build a company that does something with real estate, then it would be tied to your localization and like a location where you start. But I ended up in this pod probably also by accident. Luckily, we didn't really have a CEO until we started raising money and until we joined 5 when I started. I kept doing it. I kept getting better. So obviously, no matter like what industry you're in, you can be a best person in that industry. And when you're the best person in that industry, you're successful, I guess, and that's what your parents want, right? And being a doctor is the success rate, or like I'm a doctor that's like successful is easier probably than becoming a really good in some industry. So it probably, I don't know, just Asian parents. But to get back, so the reaction was like that, and then eventually they understood what I was trying to do, and they sort of like my dad is an entrepreneur, so when he saw that I actually am building a company, he encouraged me to continue to do that.
So your family influenced you a lot from childhood?
Yeah, I'd say yes. Because I know some of them are from Silicon Valley. I think two. One is from Paris. One is an angel who is originally from Singapore, but he invested in a lot of Silicon Valley startups. One is Czech actually, and one is Chinese. So it's like 6 different investors from all around the world. So this helps.
And why do you think that your company attract them out of all other?
Well, the potential of our company, I'd say, is great. So, and what we do is very innovative. It's innovating the industry, and also the technology we have is very unique, and it also is very innovative. And I don't know. It's just probably the product, the company, the customers, the growth that combine in all as a company attracts them. So if you ever want to raise money from Silicon Valley investors, you should have a great product, a great technology, a great team, and probably growth, like venture extraction, something like that.
Did you expect that when you started the company?
When we applied to 500 startups, we had like 1,000 customers already. So it was sort of like it was like that's how your company should like when you apply to 500 startups or when you talk to investors. It also depends on what kind of investors, right? If you're talking to like pre-seed investors who will invest in companies that don't have a product yet, then it's all about the idea and the founders. Like if the founder was from Dropbox, from ex-Google employee, ex-Facebook employee, or came from Stanford or Harvard, and it's easier, of course. And when you don't have any of those titles,
Other places.
Why
Why
Carly?
Darlene's a startup place.
It is, but it doesn't really matter. We're in a city center, and this place was great, and it came with a good value, so just took it, and it doesn't really matter like where in Prague you are, because you're not like interacting with companies. You just need to focus on whatever you do.
Okay.
Like I had a visit other office, but I think that here is the cool place.
Yeah, it's like
really
I like
cozy, friendly.
it's quite casual sort of.
Yeah, I prepared some, but now I forgot.
Okay.
Okay, so I think firstly, can you please introduce a little bit about yourself?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Fu. I am the CEO and co-founder of a company called Avocode. We basically help teams of designers and developers collaborate faster. We have thousands of teams of companies around the world using our product. We help teams from companies like Razer. I don't know. Actually. Think about which companies I can mention, but you can find them on our website. So a bunch of companies are using our tool to basically build their products, their websites faster. That's what we do.
Could you describe like how does it work? How does your product work?
Sure, absolutely. So what happens is that usually before like there was Avocode, designers they usually create designs in tools like Sketch, Photoshop, or these kind of tools, and these tools aren't really compatible with developers, and what happens is that designers have to manually prepare all of these designs, all of these design assets, so developers can code it. So what we do is we basically automate this process. So designers just upload the designs into Avocode, and we automatically generate everything the developer needs for coding. So one of the company even said that usually preparing design assets for developers would take 1 full day in a week, but with Avocode it just takes you just upload the design, so it's instantly available. So that's what we do. We automate the process, a part of the design process, so like the handoff from designers to developers. So that's what we do.
But actually, how did you came up with the idea? Like, could you tell the story how it started?
Sure. So
I know like you were a student of Visual and that's like an economic school and not like a design one. That's
So
interesting.
I was actually in a design space before I actually entered college. So when I was in high school, I sort of started to design stuff in Photoshop and eventually started working with different people on different kind of projects. My background is in design. I didn't study any design school. Actually, the school that I attended
In high school or university?
in high school, the school I attended later on as a college, as like university, that was actually focused a bit on design stuff. So that's why I sort of joined the course. But it turns out that whatever they have been teaching, I already knew. So
Very self-learner.
yes, sort of, because you know. I spent, so instead of like spending time outside, most of the time I would spend at home as a nerd on a computer and reading, learning, watching different kind of videos about how to design stuff, and I spent a lot of hours doing that. So it's what I've been doing, and you know, later on when I joined college, university, all of the stuff they've been teaching I already knew. So sort of found it useless for me to stay there, so I sort of like continued the path, the journey I started as a designer. So I joined a couple of teams to do designs. I did landing pages, product design, and somehow, you know, after different kind of projects, I ended up working with those founders I work today with. We started building like small tools for designers, developers, like Photoshop plugins, you know. There's this interesting story that we've built the first product ever we built was built during overnight. It's like it was very like 48 hours.
How many of you were there?
That's like 4 or 3 people doing that, and then after like building that product, it took about a month for us to complete, so like marketing, the website, everything. And after that month, we launched the product, and during the first day, we made about $10,000. And you know, at that time, it was a lot of money, and we were okay. We can actually make money by building products. So let's build another products. And you know, of course, it kept generating more and more revenue. And in total, we built about 13 products for designers and developers, made about $1 million in total over the whole time doing that, and used that money basically to bootstrap Avocode.
It's interesting. How did you how did you feel that the product you made is needed, or how did you feel the success?
Yeah, so an interesting thing about the and maybe to inspire you guys, always challenge yourself to do things and become better, I guess. Challenge yourself always. Thank you.